Perfect. Okay. Hello everyone. So, today we are coming to you again from Spaceport America Cup. Today I will actually have a co-host, Anibal, with me. We came here today very early in the morning to set up everything, as today is gonna be a pretty harsh day for us, since the weather doesn't look very great. We are looking for breaks in the clouds currently, and once some show, we will immediately almost get the red flag and clear the pad and start launching. Currently on the top left corner of your screen you can see the pad, or from our current setup, since we cannot quite see the pad but only the flag itself, and it is yellow, so it means that we are essentially ready for launching. However, we won't quite be able to until the clouds clear. Anibal, how are you feeling today?
That's right. So we woke up pretty early today. 3:30, we were all standing up already, doing the final checks as always, putting everything into the cars, and we knew that we had to come in early because we had to have the rocket as soon as possible onto the pad. As Benji said, the cloud coverage isn't looking too good, but that's why we wanted to take all the possibilities we had, as supposedly we could launch as the clouds are actually pretty high, which is good for us. Low clouds are a no-go, but these are more or less okay, let's say. We're pending from pad to actually have approval for that, and we are actually now putting some igniters in, which means that they will be starting to put the red flag up, which allows us to essentially launch whenever they give the go signal.
For that we need to wait for the go from the launch control, so LC. Essentially the way it functions here, we have a radio directly from the competition here, where we can hear the announcements, and most of the communication is done through our safety officer, or our range safety, Jim Jarvis, and he essentially has the final say as to when we go or do not go. However, everybody here is to launch rockets, here to launch rockets. So we are hoping that we will be able to essentially, whenever the clouds break, get our rocket into the air and make this launch possible.
Let me tell you, actually, because Jim is the guy. When I grow up, I actually want to be like Jim, because he knows what he's doing. He's super chill. He's the one that you have to go to if you have any doubts, because...
Let me adjust the camera a little bit. I just noticed that it's kind of slightly bad. Okay, now it's better. So back to Jim. I'm in love with that guy. That guy is absolutely crazy. If you do not know who Jim Jarvis is, this guy essentially has probably the most launch experience of any person in the world, at least when it comes to model rocketry. The guy has launched 2-stage rockets, active aero-controlled rockets.
That's crazy.
He essentially is the person when it comes to launching rockets. He is our range safety today. But there is no better person that we could have as range safety, in my honest opinion.
We're very lucky to have him, because he really likes us as a team. He likes our project, he likes our rocket, and that's why he's also always trying to give us the best opportunities to make this work, because we could have been unlucky and not have that going for us, and that would have meant that yesterday, for example, we would have not even been able to go to pad and even tried. So I'm speaking for the project, grateful for Jim Jarvis.
Also, as you can see above us and also on me, We have quite the weather today. As already said, the clouds are here and we are waiting for a break in them. Yeah, and it's actually something that I never thought I would be wearing. I'm wearing something that I never thought I would be wearing in the desert. Currently having my jacket on. It's cold. I mean, it's 20 degrees and the wind is blowing.
Yeah.
So yeah, today is quite the interesting weather. Hopefully it gets a bit warmer because I would love to take this off eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far crazy weather for the desert.
It's crazy.
I mean, we actually were talking in the morning and we were saying to each other like, oh, 25 degrees, how cold.
Yeah, well, I need to remind you that we live in Germany.
Yeah. That is like essentially 25 degrees in Germany would be like, oh God, why is it so hot?
Exactly.
Why is it so hot again?
Everybody just going to English again.
Yeah, having a chill time. We are cold.
We are kind of cold, yeah, that's true. I mean, especially because the wind is like 7 meters per second and the day is going to move on. It's just going to increase until it's the afternoon again. So that's also something to take into account for our launch. We want to launch as soon as possible.
Yeah.
For that reason.
So, yeah, as far as we are concerned, we care mostly about the low cloud coverage. So about the clouds that you see actually behind us is the clouds that we are worried about. However, where the wind is blowing from over like that direction, so we are essentially hoping that the mountains in the distance will break the clouds temporarily, such that we can actually launch. So high altitude cloud cover is not a problem for us. There is quite some clouds that are actually high altitude today. So even though it's not sunny, we might be able to launch.
Definitely. But even if there's clouds, I'm actually feeling a bit dry already, you know. It's very important here to keep hydrated because even if you don't think so, the desert is a harsh environment. There's almost no humidity, even if it's cold. We could see that especially 2 days ago with the sandstorm. That was crazy. We saw it coming from the Spaceport America area here. We live in Truth or Consequences.
40 minutes drive away.
Yeah, exactly. And you can see it from 30
I don't know
miles
if you
away.
see the mountains behind us, probably not quite that well, but yeah, literally behind that mountain is where we live. So yeah, we could see it. Initially it was like mild. We were all wondering like, okay, are the Americans just freaking out over nothing? But then a dust cloud just came over a mountain and we knew that something was up.
Oh yeah, because we all received like a national alert.
Yeah.
And we were like, no, this can't be true.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah, we all thought that the Americans are just freaking out. Nope, they were not.
Nope.
Actually, when we came here the next morning, the whole camp was just in a very bad shape. We actually had like tents broken down, literally caved in, and yeah, also like the dust, I think damaged, or not necessarily damaged, but interfered with quite a bit of the setup initially, because there is, for instance, Da Vinci brought like an extremely good tracking camera. Like that thing must be military grade in all honesty. So to just give a bit of context, they use a military grade tracking camera to track the rockets such that they know where they are essentially coming up and where they are landing. So because with your own eyes you do not see much, as also possibly Annabelle can confirm.
It gets hard.
Yeah.
Especially when you don't have sunglasses. And when you have sunglasses, the first part where there's engine ignition, it's kind of easy to see because there's a smoke trail. But soon after, it just disappears into the blue sky and you can't see it anymore. Yeah.
Especially if the sun is high up, you're kind of just there squinting, thinking that is where the heck did it go?
Yeah.
For instance, however, you sometimes see the apogees because as the rocket slows down, the smoke starts slowly becoming denser and denser.
That's true.
However, after recovery, you just try to watch for any glint in the sky, literally like anything shining in the sky to essentially identify where the rocket is.
Actually, I have a fun fact. This was the biggest sandstorm that the guys at SAC have experienced since they started. So that's the biggest sandstorm in at least 6 years. It was so bad.
God.
Everything, like the majority of the tents on the first row, because there's several rows for the 150 teams, they were all just destroyed. And of course that brought the mismanagement at the very last point, because Ezra are people too, you know, and they have to sort this kind of stuff in a very quick response time, which is not always easy to do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can imagine that the setup tomorrow must have been hell. We came here at 5 or 5:30, I think, yesterday, hoping that we would get to launchpad at around 6:30. That was not happening, unfortunately. We waited in the row of cars, and that just bogged us down quite significantly. So from the perspective of the setup, we essentially, there is a few gates that we need to pass through, and then there is like a setup area that we already talked about with the Sandstorm being here, where literally every single team has a place under a tent. And that's where most of the integration usually happens. However, today we made actually sure that we will not need to integrate once we come. We already integrated most of the rocket with the payload beforehand at one of our houses, and then just drove directly to the pad to make sure that we are here from the beginning, ready to launch from the moment anything clears. We are currently just waiting for LC to give the go. That can be the entire day. That can be like within the 15 minutes. So that's why the launch timer is currently paused. We'll try to keep you updated on that one.
For sure. Have you told them about the payload that we're carrying?
Oh, that is a very good point. I think I talked about it 2 days ago a bit. I'm not sure if I talked about it too much yesterday. So the payload that we are carrying is a essentially low gravity experiment. We are investigating the behavior of bioluminescent algae.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Let me tell you, it's harder than it sounds. But on that later. We are investigating bioluminescent algae and its behavior under low gravity. We have multiple photosensors, cameras that essentially monitor the algae continuously and are capable of doing like proper photometric research on them during that low gravity run. So the part of flight that we're talking about is the moment when we have burned out with the second stage and actually enter subsonic flight. Is when our drag is actually lowest, and we will be able to just have close to 0G environment.
Oh no, aerodynamics mentioned, Benji.
Aerodynamics have been mentioned. Strike one. Let's put up a counter. So once we enter subsonic flight, we will have a relatively low drag, and we should be able to investigate the algae in a low gravity environment, which, that is actually, it's harder to get than it looks. This kind of 10-second window of low gravity. I mean, ESA and NASA have those airplanes, right? Yeah. But getting a spot on those is kind of expensive
and kind of hard.
Kind of hard. Also, they do have limited amount of flight time, right?
But to our team, especially, like, drag has a big role, because not only does it allow us to do this kind of payload experimentation, but also our staging concept in itself. Yeah, that is true. I mean, if you remember from yesterday, or if you were here yesterday, I already explained, we separate by drag. So our analysis has essentially shown that the lower stage has way greater drag than the upper stage when they are connected. So we should actually see a separation only due to the drag, and it's essential for our operations. Without this, we wouldn't be
we wouldn't be sure if we are able to separate.
Yeah, but we actually carried a lot of testing out.
Yeah, that is true.
We actually went in our workshop and we did a setup where we were basically with a Newton meter trying to figure out how much force it had to be applied in newtons to basically separate through different ways. One was without lube, then we tried motor chain oil, then we tried normal DW40. We did all sort of stuff, but it was very nice because in the end, we found out that we only need 30 newtons, which is less than 3 kilograms, more or less.
Yeah.
And that is more than sufficient as to the comparison of what the drag is gonna be on the rocket at that height and at that speed.
I mean, I talk about low drag once we enter subsonic, but as you can imagine, we are flying close to 1,000 kilometers per hour. So the drag there, imagine sticking out your hand out of the window at the on the highway. So
at 100 kilometers per hour.
At 100 kilometers an hour, yeah, we are flying 10 times as fast almost.
That is crazy. I can't even wrap my head around that.
Yeah, it's such an insane speed, and we are going to go like almost twice as fast than that.
You blink and you miss it.
You blink and you miss it. That's literally that. So yeah, our top speed around Mach 1.4 would be right around, I think it would be like 1,700, 1,800 kilometers per hour, which is just like when you think about it, we always think about it in meters a second, right?
Yeah.
And we always use these units that just make the comparisons easier. However, when you start thinking about the intuitive units that you think about driving a car, it just starts being quite insane when we think about it.
Exactly. And I mean, we got these numbers from our 2 simulation softwares that we basically use. Benji also did a lot of aerodynamics simulation for that. But basically, Open Rocket is, as I think I said yesterday on the stream, but this is what they love. Americans love Open Rocket, I'm telling you. It's the standard here.
Yeah, I mean, Anibal can actually talk at length about that since he developed a separate tool that essentially simulates all of our flights currently. Yeah. And yeah, so that simulator is actually currently being used to evaluate our flight today. Actually, I see quite some breaks in the clouds. Hopefully, if everything goes well, we might see at least some news from the competition on this. But yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Could you explain a little, like, what are the troubles of a student team simulating this kind of launch? And could you explain like how we actually do our simulations in this case?
Of course. So, in general, the problem I see is most common in model rocketry is that you don't have the precision and the tolerance that you normally have in industry companies because you're basically a student team, and with that there comes a limitation in resources and any kind of tools and machinery that you have to use to create your rocket. In our case, I think we're pretty well off because we have access to the makerspace, we have access to the LCC to do the carbon airframes, but we're lucky because I know that most teams do not have this, and that means that the tolerances that they have to use are very high.
Yeah.
So you're very uncertain and when you're, for example, producing the fins.
Yeah.
In our case, we use fin mounts, which helps us align the fins a bit better with respect to the airframe's axis of symmetry. Yeah. But from what I've seen here, most teams actually have them integrated into the airframe already. Yeah.
So we are kind of like not the standard. It is not the standard here to essentially just rivet something on top of the skin. What they usually use is these kinds of insert rings with the fin mounting, essentially going like on top of them, and they insert these rings into on the inside of the rocket, and then just have like these let's say spars, what would you call them, like guide rails for the glass fiber part of the fin. And what they do is then they hand laminate over the top of it the carbon fiber, and this process is called the tip-to-tip layup. It is very common here. We just decided to prioritize fin alignment over like
surface smoothness.
Yeah, surface smoothness in this case, because there is like compromises that that essentially need to be made, because if you can imagine, we are flying really fast. Any ET's teeniest tiny bit of misalignment on the fin section would essentially mean that we start spinning, and that can lead to very unpredictable behavior later in the flight.
Exactly,
So,
especially when it is windy. When you have perfect conditions, you may tolerate these kind of uncertainties, but today is the perfect example of why you should not do that in our case. It also provides modularity to our rocket, which means that EX1D was the same airframe, we had different fins, and now this one has adapted fins to our EX1E launch, which is awesome because you don't have to throw away a whole airframe for one single application. But also the surface roughness is a very big problem, because in our case, for example, we have antennas that are sticking out of the airframe because the carbon fiber that we use is basically not allowing signals to pass through it, and therefore every avionics system that is inside our rocket has to have signal, and the only way around that is having antennas which are aerodynamically optimized, but still they are imperfections in a straight cylinder. So with respect to
of course, increases drag, decreases performance.
Exactly.
So from the perspective of how we solve these situations, wherever we actually need to have radio transparency, we usually put glass fiber. However, as we structurally depend on carbon fiber, mostly this is not possible, as the performance of glass fiber is actually not as good as carbon fiber when it comes to the structures. We essentially prefer to like selectively just select spots where there is glass fiber, and and route the antennas outside, rather than have glass fiber all over the body.
That's right.
Since that would essentially mean increased weight and therefore decreased performance.
Yeah, but for things like this is why we try to develop our in-house software. It's a trajectory simulator. It can do 6 degrees of freedom. It's dynamic, so there's a...
Yeah, we are live.
Sir, we're live.
Right. Do you want to come say hi?
Yeah, some Gatorade, some water.
Gatorade would be great.
We just got some ESRA officials here. They're asking how we're doing. They're really nice. They're
how close?
Providing drinks.
How much more time do you think till your launch?
It depends on the LC.
Oh, good. So you're ready.
We are set up. We have a yellow flag up high. I mean, from our perspective, everything is ready.
You get the red flag, I think, yeah.
Wait, actually,
igniters are in already. So
wait, do we have a red flag?
Yes.
Wait, let me switch the view for you guys, because the red flag might mean that we are launching very soon.
Yeah, that's good.
Give me a second.
Aaron?
Give me a second. I will need to find the... Oh yeah, do you see it in the background? There is, wait, let me turn on also our cam, such that you can see also us in the background. Now, perfect. Okay, so as you can see, we have red flag, which would normally mean that we are going into launch operations, correct? Yeah, so this essentially means that we might actually launch soon, which surprises me quite a bit. Because
we're just waiting for the cloud coverage to be appropriate, so that we have the launch window available to us.
We did not expect this, in all honesty, so soon. But yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, that's awesome, actually.
Yeah, that's awesome. So such as you know, why we cannot launch with the cloud cover, I mean, it is kind of obvious when you think about it. But when they first told me, we need 50% or less, we use visual tracking. once you lose it for forever. So yeah, we essentially need to keep on tracking the or keep the visual onto the rocket in order to know where the rocket is.
Yeah.
At least with the Da Vinci system. For other team. So right now we learned that the red flag is for other team. Is it the single stage launch pad? Yeah. Then it's for the single stage launch pad. But from what I heard, we are almost ready.
Yes, they were providing the igniter. So basically, you have the engine, the grain, and you need to put the igniters in, and that is basically allowing you. Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you, Aaron. Perfect.
So the igniter is basically something that lights up when you provide a signal to it.
Yeah.
It is what allows us to launch from a distance, and essentially you can imagine it as a match within the grain. The propellant is basically a cylinder with an empty hole in the middle, like a really long donut.
Yeah.
American-sized donut. No, I'm joking. But
like a 10-tuple donut, essentially. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. And that is what makes us be at a distance, because essentially, if anything were to go wrong, the igniter could ignite and could launch the rocket off the launch rail.
Not even like, for instance, in the past few days, like from the moment we got the grains, so the solid fuel for our rocket, we had to keep it cool. Like we had to keep it away from the sun, away from like any source of heat, because what can very easily happen is a unintended ignition. Yes. Essentially, if you have it too hot and some heat spike happens inside of the grain, you can essentially start a fire. And even though like what we later found out, what our flyer of record told us, is that these won't explode. However, they will burn quite a lot.
I mean, our flyer of records has 15 years of experience, and he's dealt with a bunch of these solid propellants. But it's true. I mean, there is always a risk, and you have to be sure that nothing goes wrong, because safety first. We're here for launching rockets, and that's about it.
Yeah. So to talk a bit about our flyer of record, right? So his name is Denis Banovic. He essentially has guided us through the development of this staged project. To give a perspective on his experience with staged projects, he launched already, I think, 2 space shots. One which was successful. And which essentially, so to understand what is a space shot, right? There is this hypothetical line where you consider the atmosphere to end, called the Kármán line. The Kármán line essentially is, I think it's 100 kilometers high.
Yes, 100 kilometers.
100 kilometers. And if you, what you are calling a space shot is essentially going through this Kármán line. That essentially means anything above 100 kilometers in altitude. And let me tell you, it's actually not easy to get there. You need to consider multiple factors, such as your thrust to weight ratio, your essentially how much energy you have to take with you in form of solid fuel. It's kind of insane when you think about it, because a lot of these space shots essentially have insane acceleration, insane accelerations of the rail, while the rockets weigh solid 100 kilograms or more, probably even more from time to time.
I mean, you can imagine that it's basically a motor with a skin outside, a nose cone, and some fins. That's basically it. Obviously, you need a parachute to recover it, but essentially your payload is the rocket engine at that point.
Yeah, literally.
I was just sharing the link with some of my friends, because they were wondering where it was, but I told them it's current. The live stream is just the same link always for any other launch opportunities that we have tomorrow too.
I will try to make it that way. I'm sorry about the chaos from the previous days. I'm gonna be honest, it was kind of chaotic initially. We'll try to improve our quality as we go on, of course.
You gotta think, we're in the desert.
Yeah, we are in the middle of nowhere, that is true.
It's in the middle of nowhere. We have to find kind of like an energy output from nowhere, essentially.
Yeah.
I think you're doing a great job, Benji. Yeah. I really love how you've set up everything, and I hope people on the other side of the screen do too, because it is not easy. It is not an easy job.
Thanks a lot, Anibal. Thanks a lot. Okay, so we got some cars coming back from the pad. Which essentially means that some launch operations are about to begin, most probably.
We were told it is not us, so it is probably another team that has come early today too.
Let's get an update from the pad crew. I mean, Carson, what's up? Hello there.
You're invited.
Yeah, you're invited. Come here. Come on the stream.
Good morning, everybody.
Yeah. So tell us a bit about what happened in the past hour or so of setup. I mean, go. Come here. Come here.
We got some space for you.
Yeah. We have a seat for you. So tell us a little bit about what happened in the past few hours. Okay, 1 hour of setup. Something fell off our truck. That is not good.
What?
Yeah, something fell off of our truck.
It could be the foam.
Most probably, but we do not have the rocket there anymore, right?
No.
Is it on the pad already?
The rocket is fully integrated right now. The rail has been erected, and I think they're trying to get APRS signals.
Oh, so the moment we get APRS
or the moment we have the final checks, if we get warp to work, the cats on the upper stage, the hotfix from yesterday. No, thank you. The hotfixes from yesterday seem to work in the nose cone, so we basically stuck another COTS computer within the nose cone of the system, which is made out of glass fiber, and we already have a confirmed lock on that one, so we will be able to track it. I hope they did the final checks already, or maybe we're not even flying warp. I'm not quite sure as of right now.
I mean, what I was told is that we might have live video and also might actually get like a live telemetry from the flight, but that was what I was told this morning. So I do not know how the pad setup went at all.
So it is. You're very correct. We're still at the might status.
Okay.
But I think as of right now, the flag is still red.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's still red.
You can actually see it in the
stream.
stream.
We can see it. Yeah. The flag is red. The upper stage igniter is in there. I think we're waiting for the weather to clear up a little bit, so we can go in, do the final checks on the upper stage and the booster stage, and then put the igniter back, put the booster igniter into the rocket, and then we'll be ready to go.
Okay, so that looks good. So from that perspective, we are literally almost perfectly ready to launch. For the most part, to understand, if you were here yesterday on the stream, we prepared or we had this gigantic Yagi antenna just hanging around with Anibal. Who was trying to just hanging around with Anibal, just trying to catch the signal, he was essentially on top of the car, because as you can see, there is a reason why we only can see the flag from up here, or from down here actually, because the hill is directly between us and the launch pad, which gives us protection. We do not have line of sight of an potentially exploding rocket.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's nice, but the not nice part is we do not see the exploding rocket.
Yeah, of course. Yesterday that meant that we had to go on top of the car because we had a directional antenna that was connecting to our APRS of the upper stage. That was a solution. Today we have a different antenna, so they're currently testing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you said, no line of sight is actually more beneficial than bad to us because, safety.
Yeah.
the other team is actually testing out their signal too right now. You don't see it on camera, but everybody kind of has this kind of troubles.
Yeah.
So,
Actually, what we find out, I think it was the second day of convention when I met with one of the teams, and they told me that all over here is like ferromagnetic dust. So you have a conductive dust all over the place, which is a nightmare for electronics. Let me tell you, like essentially imagine that everything is reflective to radio. Everything or absorbs, no, not reflective, actually absorbs radio waves.
so you cannot transmit properly.
Everything will short your circuits if it has the chance to get into them, and you just end up with this kind of situation where essentially the desert is trying to kill your electronics. And let me tell you, the dust is omnipresent. Like, even if you do not quite see it inside of a dust storm, like even a little bit of wind will pick it up and it will just blow it all over your stuff. So we are kind of trying to protect everything, keeping everything inside of the boxes as possible, and just try to just stay on top of things as far as this problem goes. Yeah, but still, it's annoying as hell. Let me tell you.
At this point,
yeah,
you can kind of see the difference in color. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
it's so dusty around here. You kind of cannot escape it. So we are currently waiting for sandwiches. I think later we can have some later. Thanks a lot, though. So currently we are waiting for the other team to start preparations and hopefully launch. I mean, I don't know how long this launch window will be. If they can catch the APRS and GPS signals, I hope very short, because then they would be able to launch almost immediately. We could probably get somebody to track the launch with the camera, hopefully. Wait, let me just get on top of that.
Yeah.
You'll try, Ludwig? Okay, perfect. So Ludwig will be trying to track the rocket launch. That is the current plan anyway, and hopefully we'll see some rockets fly. I actually did not expect to see any launches this early.
Yeah, that is very true.
I mean, we're also essentially ready.
Yeah, we're fully ready.
Yeah, as we said, we have the upper
Igniter
stage
is not
igniters
yet in, though.
The lower stage igniter is not in, and the upper stage igniter is not armed.
Yeah.
But besides that, we would be ready.
Okay.
Switches on the boost side.
So we after this launch, we essentially run there and insert arm everything.
The problem is they currently have all the 30Ks on hold.
Yeah.
Given the cloud coverage.
Okay.
Because as you may see in the background, we have quite a lot of clouds, and the coverage is close to 100%, I would say.
Yeah. Let me actually switch it to studio view, so that we can see what we are actually talking about. So, yeah, as you can see, okay. So actually, you're starting to see the blue sky behind us, but in the distance, we actually expected like constant cloud cover, so that is already good news for us. So from the perspective of how this is currently looking, we are really glad that there is some sky to see. I mean, I don't know how far the team is along.
The other team is essentially ready. They're just waiting on the go from LCO.
Oh, okay.
And Jarvis got something from his radio. Let's see what it is. I assume we'll see that rocket launch, which is not ours, to make it clear again, within the next 10 minutes. It's a two-staged, flying to 3 kilometers. It's fucking big.
Welcome to Spaceport America.
We're gonna see a lot.
Okay, let me actually feed you directly into the stream radio.
With a shot, they're only going to 10K. The winds are within range, and the clouds are out of the way. And we're preparing to launch over on the two-stage pad.
So I don't know how much of that you could understand. I don't know how much of it you could understand. Anibal will be using his mic let's change the view so that we can track it. So Anibal will be using his mic to give you the direct information from the LC. So it's a launch to 3 kilometers, as Ludwig already said. They are launching from our 2-stage pad, and we should be ready to go anytime really soon. Hopefully, if everything goes right, we should be able to see it. Oh, a drone just flew by. That is the drone of the
pad 39, George Washington on pad Echo 1. It is a 2-stager. They flew last year, didn't quite make it, so they're going to 10K off of Echo 1. Range is ready. Safety is ready. Weather is ready. Echo 1. Going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ignition!
Off of Echo 1 is 2-stager, looking for the stage. Stage separation, looking for a light. There he is! Successful.
This, by the way, was an SRAD rocket from George Washington. We met them at the convention. They essentially developed their own solid engines. So this was kind of a long burn. But essentially you do not get as much thrust as you would normally get. But this was an amazing flight. We had no problem with the second stage ignition. The staging went perfectly. We already see the parachute of the lower stage. Oh wait, those might be payloads. Oh, that is the payload. Oh right. So these guys had actually a deployable payload that is currently flying down with a parachute. If all went well, then it should glide slowly to the launch pad. Yeah. I don't think we yet see any parachute from the upper stage. Yeah, we are still looking out for that one. Okay, I think we see the main with the upper stage, if I'm correct, which would mean that the rocket successfully launched and recovered, which is amazing.
George Washington, good main on the booster and the sustainer, and touchdown.
We have a touchdown on the booster and a touchdown on the sustainer. Congratulations, guys! This was quite the launch. Okay, so this means that we are back to yellow flag status. I think yes. Due to us, we are back to yellow flag status instead of our red green flag. We'll now go to inserting the. We'll right now go into inserting the igniter into the rocket. And hopefully, if the clouds just clear up a little bit more, we'll be able to launch. So that is good news for us. Since we are essentially ready to go. Anibal, tell us your impressions from the launch.
That was amazing. Just seeing how the staging worked for them. That was really nice. Congratulations to University of Washington, because that's what we are aiming for, right? And they did it perfectly, perfect execution, recovery.
This was beautiful.
It was sick.
I mean, even the deployable payload, which is actually like an insane endeavor, if you ask me. If I remember correctly from the convention, don't quote me on this, might be wrong, but I think they had like 2 payloads. One was for some frog high G investigation. Oh. Yeah. And the second one was a deployable payload, which essentially just glided to a designated location, per my understanding, like it had a controllable parachute, and it just glided all the way down to the designated position, which I think it worked actually. You could see it spinning around. I think
you could actually see 2 recoveries. One was of the lower stage payload, and the second one was probably that
of the boost. Yeah. So yeah, we could see clearly the booster. I wasn't sure what the second. I thought it was initially the drogue, but no, the drogue was hanging around in the distance. So it must have been the payload that they launched. So yeah, currently we are going back to the pad. Our pickup is currently picking everyone up, pun fully intended, and yeah, we'll be on the pad, inserting the igniter and preparing for launch immediately, as we are currently looking real good.
Yeah.
So as Ludwig already said, we need the cloud cover, the low cloud cover, essentially cleared in order to have a chance at launch.
Main camera?
Yeah, that is currently the main camera.
Actually, this team could launch now. Maybe people are wondering why they can launch and not us, because they were going to 10,000 feet, which is 3 kilometers, but we're going to 30,000 feet.
Yeah.
More accurately, it's more like 28,000 feet, which corresponds to around 8 kilometers of apogee, which is basically 2.5 times. If you think about it, we're not going to be able to see it even if there's no clouds, because it will become a tiny speck, even if the rocket is 5 meters long.
Yeah.
It's a chunky boy. It's a very chunky boy.
It indeed is. So, such as you understand the categories, I think I explained them last time when we were streaming, but I will also try to explain them this time, as I think that's the alpha omega of this competition. So there is 2 main height categories. Height as in altitude that you fly to.
Maybe we should see the view of the pickup.
Somebody is playing around with the camera. But yeah, so this is the road to the launch pad. What you will probably see soon is the white car turning left behind the hill to enter the launch pad area. Yeah, after the one after the pickup truck is ours. So that is our launch crew. We are currently getting ready to insert the igniter, as I said. However, back to the categories. So the 10K category essentially means 10,000 feet above the ground, and there is the 30K category, 30,000 feet above the ground, which we are partaking in. Then there is, of course, propulsion categories. So you have solid and hybrid liquid. Though hybrids and liquids compete against each other because both have fluid systems. They have a separate pad, completely dedicated to them. However, there are only 7 hybrid rockets in this competition. I think we've seen 2 launch yesterday already.
Yes,
we might see more today. If we do, we'll point the camera in that direction. Of course, if anything is happening on the other pads and not much on ours, of course we will try to capture as much of the other launches as possible. Back to naming the categories. So hybrid, liquid, and then solid. Solid is a separate category, and those separate into 2 systems. So you have COTS, commercially off the shelf. That is bought motors from suppliers, and then you have SRAD, self-researched and developed motors. Actually, as I said, George Washington University developed their own engines.
Yes.
So that was an example of a 10K SRAD launch. We are what is called a 30K COTS launch, so that is kind of the different subcategories that we are competing in.
So COTS means actually commercially off the shelf. There are many suppliers actually. The bigger names are Cicerone Technologies. There is also Aerotech, and not to disregard any smaller suppliers. They are very important too. But there is also smaller ones like Anima Motors, and these are, well, it's very important for them to actually be in the picture because it allows new players to come in. As obviously monopolies are not good, and the more diversity you have, the better it can adapt to your applications for certain rockets.
Exactly.
But yeah, I really think that our engines are from two different suppliers. The lower stage one is Cicerone N5800, and the upper stage one is an Aerotech M1939. The lower stage has about 8,000 newtons force, and
let me switch, since not much is happening on the camera right now. Let me switch it to studio. Good. Okay, so yeah, back to your talk.
Yeah, I was just saying, explaining a bit about our engines that we're using. Cicerone we're using a N class. It's one of the most powerful, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
They actually label them in an alphabetical manner. So normally A to D are very small. Rocket engines.
They actually, I think you can go up to a D class. No, I think you can go up to
even higher, maybe
G class. I think without the license. However, for motors, then upwards of that, you need a license.
Exactly.
Actually, the part of the organization here, or part of the organizers, is the Tripoli Association, which gives away or essentially certifies people to be able to use those larger motors. So there are altogether 3 categories, each for different classes of the engine, so I said G class you can get for free. I think 3 categories afterwards you need the level 1, then 3 categories afterwards you need the level 2, and then 3 categories afterwards you need the level 3 license.
Exactly.
All the way to O classes, which are just gigantic monsters. Like those, for especially at least for student rocketry, they have an immense amount of thrust or an insanely long burn. So yeah, that is some of the actually 30k single stage, 30k single stage rockets here are using the O classes, since they provide enough thrust initially and also give you enough total impulse to get to that altitude. I mean, those rockets just go, like you can see them fly off into the distance insanely fast, and after 4 seconds of burn, just coast all the way. They usually go. They are most definitely going faster than us. They go Mach 1.8, which is like 2,000 kilometers per hour essentially, which is just insane. So yeah, 2,000. I think it might be closer to 2,200 kilometers per hour actually. Those motors just get you there almost immediately. So back to actually, okay, so we have.
Take a little pause because EGSC is actually doing some stuff, and they need to set up something so we can move this table to them because they need it right now.
Oh, they need it.
Yes.
They need the table.
They need the table.
Okay, then we set up. I will leave you with the pad camera such that you can see whenever we are ready to change the flag, or whenever we change the flag. That means we are ready to launch. As we are only team on that pad currently, as far as I'm aware. We will be the only ones causing the red flag on this pad. So yeah. In any case, let's move the table, and we'll be right back with you.
Lawrence?
I'm so sorry. I muted it for the operations. Okay, so the launch is imminent right now. We are inserting the igniter, and yeah. So share the link if you can. Right now is probably the best time to share it with anyone. Image of propellant thermal management solution for the Canadian team.
Yeah, this is just gonna.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let me just type it. Yeah. Thanks, Daniela. If you thanks for the message. Okay. Let me just insert the link.
If you think about it, this is just history in the making.
This is just insane.
2-stage rocket, solid 30k feet. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy concept.
Yeah.
How far we've gone, it's just, if you told me back in November when we made the decision to go 2-stage, I would have never said that was possible.
Like, let me tell you, like, actually up until 2 months before this launch, like, we were on the ropes. Like, we were unsure if we are going to make it.
Yeah, I mean, we submitted all the interns reports
Yeah.
we had to submit. We were doing everything on point. But of course, you never know until the very last moment if you're gonna make it.
Yeah.
Because there are so many uncertainties in this. You need to make sure that you have a plan to take the rocket in your luggage. You need a plan to basically have all the operations and procedures followed to the minimal detail as possible, because we cannot just go back to Germany to get a tool that we forgot.
Yeah.
So procedures is currently our God. We follow procedures. We are procedures. We just gotta make sure everything works. So we are overkilling this for a reason.
Yes. Okay. So having done that, we are currently waiting for the go from the LC. We have red flag, so that means we are clearing the pad. Wait, let me just switch the view so that you can see what I was talking about with us getting a better view. So what you can see here is on the right the red flag. On the left is actually our own upper stage. And in the middle is a decommissioned launch rail that caught fire on the first day. Well, we actually wanted to launch from that one, but unfortunately we didn't get to.
Yeah.
But as you can see, I mean, the launch rail lengths are actually kind of similar for both of them.
Yeah, exactly. Like that one, the good thing it was a hydraulic launch rail, so it was very tightly secured to the ground, and that was the main advantage for that one.
Yeah.
It was a bit longer, so we're talking about 1 to 2 feet longer.
Yeah.
We're currently using a 20 feet launch rail, which is 6.08 or 18 meters tall.
Yeah.
It is taller than what we need, because SAC requires us to have a minimum velocity right off the launch rail of 100 feet, which is approximately 33 meters per second. And a stability margin of 1.5, which we exceed greatly. We have around 2.45.
Yeah. We are very much in the safe with regards to our launch. That is why we are feeling confident that the moment the LC gives us a go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And especially for these chunk boys, stability doesn't really
use the front
matter
wheel.
that much.
Yeah.
Because the heavier you are, you basically roll less. So it is very difficult to induce roll on a heavier object. That's why stability is really important for the smaller one-stage rockets. That's why they asked for this 1.5 stability, because wind can be a pain, especially when you are experiencing a very high gust at the beginning of the launch, right after the launch rail. That's where you have the least velocity, and that's where you can go very unstable. Other teams yesterday, I saw there was some spiraling going on. There was a very funny team that actually kind of seemed, there was the optical illusion as if it was kind of stopping midair. That was crazy, but not optimal, because a nominal flight is straight up, you get to your apogee and you recover.
All right, you ready to go? You got GPS? Ready to go.
We got Jim Jarvis right now.
Yeah, we got Jim Jarvis organizing us. we are go for launch. From my understanding, we are all ready to go. We are having a launch. Yeah, we are focused. Somebody, please keep the track. Yeah, please go there with the mic. If everything goes right, then we should be launching very, very soon. Oh God. Oh my God. Okay, launch live video from the. Yeah, so trying to connect to the live video server. I'll need to go to. I'll give me a second. I'll be right there with you. Network manager. No. Network. We go to wired. We turn on wired. This is so freaking complicated. We'll not be. I know we will not be postponing it, but it just security. IPv6.
Good morning. Sun's starting to pop through here a little bit, so I guess that means we should try to find some rockets. Let's go out to the test stage pads on Echo 2. Alright, that's just Kevin a hold and stand by.
Right now looking at the, we will be soon launching.
In T-minus 15 seconds, T-minus 20 seconds, we just got announced.
That 59 timer is so wrong. I'm so sorry. The weather is beautiful.
Test stage 489 from the Technical University of Munich, Germany. They're doing a 30,000 foot shot. I'm going to keep that short so that we can get them flying before the wind's effective here. The booster is an N5800 and then it's going to be staging to an M. So Echo 2 is armed. Range and Steiner both clear. Within Munich in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Good start. Well done, unit. Kind of towards where the tents are. And we've got ice on the booster from LCO. It looks like it might be under drogue. Okay, we have a confirmed drogue on the booster.
Wo ist der Drogue vom Booster? Ja, da oben ist einer.
From LCO, we've got a drogue on the sustainers.
Yes! Let's go!
Round of applause for the Technical University of Munich, Germany for an excellent two-stage flight.
Wo ist der Booster? Kann jemand sagen, Booster?
Booster is there. Right there.
I don't see it.
In the white now, in the cloud, there. On the cloud. You see it in the contrast of the cloud.
Ja. Also, keine Ahnung.
Deploying the main suit. On.
There we go!
Yes! Let's go! Yes! The booster.
Geil!
We're hoping to move over to solids here in just a minute. The The RSO's doing a little examination on the cloud deck, and I'm going to wait for their call, and we'll kind of go from there. So stand by just a minute.
Touchdown, booster!
Our own telemetry confirms that we have a stroke parachute on the sustainer. We are currently trying to find where the sustainer did go. My God, that was a beautiful launch. Everybody's in the upper stage. We are going to try and keep finding our own sustainer. It should have dropped deployed, so it might take a while to get down from those. I see weak ATS packets. See it? I don't have any packet received yet, but I see that something is receiving, so the APS is still good. Okay, we have good track APRS, or at least we are receiving something. We see it is active, we don't receive it yet. Okay, we are not yet receiving targets, but we know the APRS is on because we are receiving something. Okay. Oh no! The camera is off for some reason. I don't know what happened. Oh, this entire thing fell off. Yeah, oh no. Yeah, that is not ideal. Yeah. So, unfortunately our stream deck fell off the table.
Wait, das heißt, man hat...
Yeah. Yeah!
Yes! Yes! Ist wieder an, der Film, der Stream.
Yeah, getting the camera to work. Sorry.
Did it land yet?
No,
Already
it's
landed?
still over there. You see it? Yeah.
Ja, ja, jetzt.
Dangling.
Oh, I got it.
Let's fucking go.
Who did this?
I don't know. Who unplugged the extension, USB extension from the... Somebody unplugged the stream deck directly. What? Somebody just unplugged the stream deck.
Where?
Where's the extension? Oh, there is the extension. Okay, then I'm stupid.
Okay, so we had successful recovery with both stages. Props to all of the recovery team watching who have worked with us for insane amount of hours. Yeah, so we had a completely successful flight. We hopefully recorded it because unfortunately we had an accident with the stream deck. I'm very sorry about that one. As we were moving around the camera, the stream deck fell from its post on the table. We dropped the stream deck off of the table as we were moving the camera around.
All
I'm
right.
sorry. I just.
Alright.
Okay, but it's behind us. Ludwig, your impressions. Mama, I love you. Mama, I love you. Hey, JJ. Hey, Gaga.
We're right now waiting for the exact apogee to be calculated. We have roughly 7.8 kilometers. That is quite exactly what we aimed for. So we're good on track there. Both stages had soft touchdown with a drogue and main deployed successfully.
Yeah.
So we're the, I think, first nominal 30K flight at this year's Spaceport America Cup.
I think there was
At least the first two stage. That I know for sure because there was one team recovering their sustainer, but they had a ballistic impact of their booster.
Oh,
What does that mean?
that means that Nelson is standing in front of the camera.
All right. Yes. I think you've heard how happy the team is, and it's incredible to finally see that everything worked as far as we can tell now. We have a complete nominal flight profile.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. This was insane. So you have to realize, so today we came out here thinking that we just might sit around on the pad, not launching at all, as we just were not clear on how clear the skies will be.
God damn, I'm emotional.
I'm emotional also.
Emotional.
This is so great. Man.
Wow.
Half a year of insane hours. That is what went into this, and I mean, it couldn't be better.
That is just crazy.
Down there, and he's cloud spotting for us and relaying back to LCO. So he's going to go down for a little while and take a look at the clouds next to the banks and kind of see what we're dealing with. And then if we get an opening, we'll start getting solid airborne. Tight, hoping we get solid in the air just as you.
Guys, thanks a lot for being here with us. I mean, I will try to give you and relay updates on the recovery mission. Currently, all other launches are on hold. However, yeah, we should be able to see our team getting the stages recovered. We have had a successful flight here. Oh my God. Hard to find words, actually. Now that I cannot ever stop talking. It's just such an amazing feeling to be able to get the rocket into the air. So yeah. Okay, so our estimated apogee is what in feet? What is it in feet? Our estimated apogee.
25,500.
From the flight, from the actual flight. Okay, so our apogee, as mentioned yesterday, actually, our apogee was at around 25,500 feet, which.
Kind of headed towards the solid path. I just kind of want to prep everybody. We're going to kind of do a snap count launch on this whole deal, so I'm going to apologize ahead of time. I'm not going to go through everybody's narrative and all the thanks and the whole deal. It's super important, and
okay.
I appreciate you putting that in there. But just to make sure we can get as many teams airborne as possible, I'm going to announce your team name and your pad and what motor you're flying. We're going to get you going.
Okay, so this was just an announcement from the launch control that they will be just snap launching all of the rockets that they have. Let me actually try to track it with the camera. I mean, well, it will take a while until we'll have an update on our own rocket, so let's go.
Alright, everybody keep an eye on that if it's going to arc back over.
It makes sense.
Ja, aber das ist ein Preliminary.
Kann ich dir einfach Details senden?
Klar.
Ludwig.
Hast du auch die GPS-Koordinaten für mich?
I got it. Here. Ludwig. Ja, ich habe die GPS-Koordinaten.
I think the lens might have been too heavy. It broke off.
West Channel.
Okay.
What's up?
I'm so sorry.
All good.
We're going to keep going. University of Arizona, you ready? Team 95, University of Arizona from Tucson. They're flying Fire Hazard 2 on an Aerotech M2000. Alpha 2 is armed. Our spotter said the clouds are good, and we're sending Arizona in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, launch. There she goes. Aim for the hole, Arizona. Good job.
Heute wäre der APS an meinem Handy gehabt. Man könnte ein Setup für Recovery.
Okay.
They've got a drogue. I'm going to start calling the next flight. And, all right, our first flyers have a main.
Okay, so to give you a little update, our tripod unfortunately broke. That's why the footage is looking so unstable right now. I'm essentially hand holding it. We are having continuous launches. I'm doing my best to track them. However, it's not as easy as one might like. But still, I will do my best to see if I can keep all launches tracked. For now we are trying to check out the APRS tracks and see if we can recover the rocket. Successful flights from us overall. We are very, very happy.
Man, the catch telemetry worked beautiful. Oh, fuck this fucking shit. Why the fuck am I doing that? Right?
Okay, there isn't much.
Rochester Institute attack. You ready?
Okay, we have another launch right now.
Institute attack from Rochester, New York. They are flying good Omen. Omen is 9.5 feet tall and is flying on an N 3300. Checking my road out there, got my spotter, so it's clear. Range and sky are clear. We're going to send Rochester Institute of Technology off A3 in 5, 4, 3,
2, 1.
Get it.
Nice. Okay. This was California Institute of Technology, CIT, as viewed from our spot. A relatively nominal flight. I will wait for the confirmation on drogue, we'll see.
9287.
Okay, we actually got our APRS GPS packets through. Aaron, could I ask you to do a little bit of tracking of the flights? I want to. Yeah. Take your time. I'm holding it.
They're doing a 10,000 foot shot. They're flying the rocket is called the Hote. It's their first rocket, and it's going up. I don't have a motor on it, but I'm assuming an M or an N for a 10,000 foot shot. So A4 is armed. Looks like it's halfway decent hole in the clouds. Let's get Embraer Rental airborne in 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
go. Please go. Let's see. We still got continuity. I'm going to press the button.
Oh yes! Beautiful red engine.
Red flame.
Red flame. Okay. Okay. I will actually get a radio on stream. That might not be a bad idea. I will try such that I can keep you updated as we are recovering the rocket to the best of my abilities, because I honestly do not know much. Aaron could take over right here.
Do I have to zoom in?
No, you don't. Just keep it on a large field of view. This is already a large lens. Okay. I will try to find the other microphone. Oh, it is right there, next to the radio. 3, 2, 1. That is another rocket launch. And the pickup will drive. Oh, that went fast. That went very fast. Okay, so we had another successful rocket launch. Let me get the radio with the microphone working, such that you can get live updates from the recovery. Yeah, so we are right now recovering the rocket, trying to. I mean, we already got the GPS positioning of at least one, from what I heard. So yeah.
Got a hold from the RSA here for a cloud. I know.
We are on hold now for rocket launches. Aaron, I guess you can set it down now. I will switch to studio view. And yeah, let's keep it going. So currently we are trying to recover the rocket. Actually, wow, that is a hard one. Actually, no, not into the hoodie. Just put it on top of here for now. Okay, we actually are starting flying again. Sorry, Aaron, you did not get a break. Okay, I will switch the cameras again.
You guys are flying a rocket called WARR on an M2500. I've got B1 armed up and ready. We're going in 5, 4,
3, 2, 1.
go.
They go so fast, they are hard to see. You caught it? That's perfect.
No, I didn't because they're way too quick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. This one is extremely quick off the rail. So, as we are getting no updates really on the recovery mission, yeah, I'm out of words currently. I'm sorry. I will try to find something to talk about, but mostly I can actually talk about the flight, as I don't know if we didn't have like the stream deck might have fallen beforehand, so before we actually began our flight. However, I hope that was not the case. We had essentially a nominal flight with the booster flying for 3 seconds, burning beautifully. Then I could not quite see, but I think we had stage separation due to drag, and afterwards we had a booster. We had the booster essentially coast. We could actually almost see that throughout the whole flight. But the beautiful ignition of the second stage was the highlight of that. That is the hardest part about two-stage. So yeah, another launch. Yeah, so that was such a beautiful second stage ignition. Like, we essentially were going almost straight up without too much of a problem. And I haven't seen, unfortunately, some of the team has seen the second stage, so the sustainer stage, recover. I haven't, so I cannot tell you much about that. But yeah, so this is what the nominal flight looks like. It is so far the only nominal two-stage flight that we had here. So we are actually very proud of ourselves. We have another two-stage coming in, and yeah, they are going to set up their rocket probably right about now. Yeah, successful launch. We are extremely glad this went the way it went. Okay. We are putting the launches are again on hold, if I understood it correctly.
Oh, we are good.
Alright, it's time for me to get a bunch of size from the crowd. I just got a cloud hold.
Cloud hold, yeah, we are on cloud hold. Okay, I'm transitioning back to studio. Aaron, you can set it down on the table. Maybe turn it off. Yes. Put on a lens cover if possible. Sorry about the black window. Yeah. So. Actually, both stages went around somewhere in here into the back. Let me just turn the camera a little bit. So yeah, both stages landed somewhere here behind us. Actually, booster somewhere there, and I think sustainer somewhere in that direction. And yeah, Arival, give me your impressions. I mean, this was utterly insane.
This was so fucking insane. Sorry for the swearing. I'm just out of
elated.
Right
Like
now.
it is so amazing.
We launched to 25,500 feet, which is 7.834 kilometers. It's insane. We're within the range. We are scoring really good for the SAC competition, and we proved that we can do staging in WARR Rocketry with Project WESP. This is history in the making right now. We made it. All this work, time we put into the project, it's paying off right now.
I mean, it's literally insane. Yeah, we got another 2-stage setting up, but yeah, that is probably going to be a while since. Oh my God, am I glad that we managed.
Yeah, exactly. And also, we didn't only.
Okay, we have another launch actually, but sadly we do not have the camera active. Yeah.
But yeah, we didn't only try staging for the first time in WARR Rocketry.
Yeah.
But we also developed this sideways system. We had a successful recovery, which is very hard to do sometimes. Yeah. We located where the two rockets are. Yeah. They're within a safe range. They're like a kilometer and so away. So that is great because they're going to be easily identifiable and locatable. We have the exact coordinates, so we're just gonna fetch them in a few.
For the first time being at SAC, I think this is a great show. I mean, extremely proud of the team in general. I think everybody here will agree that this has been probably one of the most exciting moments in our lives. Exactly. I mean, it'll be hard to get to go for something more exciting. Definitely. I mean, that was just beautiful.
This is a story you can tell your grandsons when you grow up.
Yeah. This is so cool. What?
Are we still live?
Yeah, we are live. Per my understanding. Understood.
On that note, where can I find this cover? Because I can't find the cover.
Apparently. Oh yeah. Okay. So. Yeah, we are. Yeah.
We're trying to read the comments right now. Benji's excitement makes me excited. Oh yes. They're asking how much time we will take to rebuild and launch this. But what you don't know is that this, if recovered and successfully inspected, should be able to launch
We will
tomorrow.
have to remanufacture the tip of the rocket, but still. An amazing launch. Okay, so let's continue reading the comments. I guess I'm sorry for the lack of reading of the comments.
My dad is here.
My mom is here.
Vicente is here.
Vicente is here. Yeah.
Thank you guys everyone for being here.
Everyone who came and joined. Thanks for being here. I mean, it's just so good.
Yeah, actually we have more information. Recovery team is going there in 10 minutes to go fetch the rocket. So we're looking forward to when they come back and actually show us how the rocket looks after this launch, because I'm sure it's pretty much nominal still.
Yeah, so Amelie from Dancer, we send lots of love back. You are the reason why we were able to launch in the first place. I mean, you provided us the casing. I think you also provided us the motor. So without you, this wouldn't have been possible. So shout out to Danstar. Yeah, thanks to those guys we were able to stand here. Yeah, and also, yeah, hope you guys at home are enjoying this as much as it can be. Sadly, we cannot be here, or we cannot go with the recovery mission. We wouldn't have the range of anything essentially there, unless we have some gigantic RS transmitter.
Yeah, no, but infinite gratitude to Downstar because they allowed us to fly here essentially. That is just very nice from you guys, and also we'll pay you back with something we have prepared for you. Be sure about it.
Yeah. Also, lots of love. Yeah. So Carsten is currently going on the recovery mission, but lots of love back to Shanghai, of course. We love to see that we have just participants in the stream from all over the world. Actually, our oh god, this dust is literally omnipresent. That is, yeah. Thanks a lot. We will probably have quite a party tonight. Yeah. Actually, let me ask the payload guys. Hello, payload. Were the algae alive when we were launching?
We have no idea.
So we will only know after we recover the rocket, most probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once we get the data, we sincerely hope that the algae was alive.
Yeah.
We fixed any and all problems that might have occurred before that, so there's a good chance they did survive.
Yeah.
Cooling worked and,
Yeah. So everything was nominal before the launch, actually,
yes.
more or less.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, congrats, payload. I've been excited for the data that you got out of this.
Yeah.
I mean, we will probably see the payload in the WARR office soon then.
We sure hope so.
Yeah. Also, shout out to the WARR office. I noticed you guys are watching, but I was unfortunately unable to. We were kind of too busy moderating the stream, and I was unable to give you a shout out. Yeah. Let's go in front of the camera. Sorry. Jez was talking to someone turn on the lights. I mean, it's for the desert, this is the most ridiculous weather that we had here so far, except for the dust storm. The dust storm might have been the peak weird weather, but yeah.
We'll make sure that Carsten doesn't drink.
Yeah.
We'll take care of him.
He cannot drink more than 1 beer. We will make sure. We will try to make sure. No promises, no promises. We cannot watch over him constantly, but of course, if we can, then we will prohibit him from drinking more than 1 beer. So for the rest of the day, we party. Successful lunch. Thanks a lot, Mom. It's so beautiful. Yeah, it's such a beautiful feeling. Let me tell you. So for now, I guess we wait for the recovery team to return. This was quite the day, quite the event. Holy shit! That was beautiful. Yeah, and the way it looks, we wouldn't have probably launched at any other moment during the day.
Just take it, yeah.
Okay. So we're currently waiting for the recovery mission, of course. That looks like Carsten's car.
It is.
Yeah.
Carsten's car.
Yeah. Without Carsten in it.
We'll start to
Yeah.
up everything now.
Actually, Ludwig just randomly walked into the desert and found a recovery eyebolt of one of the teams.
Just laying
around, just hanging around. We have a way different system. This is probably due to failure, right?
It seems like it ripped up. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was recovered, so.
Successful recovery of the eyebolt of one of the rockets. I mean, there are probably rocket parts all over the place. If we went looking, we would probably find some. This is actually, interestingly enough, shout out to Nixus, since they're going to Euroc again. This isn't, so Euroc is happening actually on a proper military base. And yeah, the stuff that you could find there was pretty interesting. I mean, one of literally bullet casings. A lot of stuff that was there was just so crazy. Yeah, so here only rocket parts. Fortunately or unfortunately, I guess. Oh, hello, Kiara.
Hi. I also have something to say. Wait, where's the camera?
The camera is just there,
Right, cool.
literally.
I wanted to give a shout out to Benji, who's been doing the PR stuff, everything here on site. Yesterday he was on the stream from what was it, like 8 a.m. in the morning, and then until like 2, 3 p.m. all the time, sitting there back there on the dust and
In the scorching hot sun.
Yeah, I felt for him. So shout out to Benji, and you're doing a really great job.
I'm trying my best. There is a bit of work left for me to do before we start drinking today, but today is gonna be an amazing evening. You guys are joining us, right? Hopefully, at least for a while.
Yes, we sure hope so. We also have to get in some sleep that we did not get in last
Oh
night.
yes.
We woke up, at least I had to wake up at midnight today
Oh,
to start preparing the algae to get them inside the payload. Then we had to, of course, then finish assembling the payload
Yeah.
so that it's ready to go inside the rocket.
Yeah.
Then your
Yeah.
team came over to our place to
Integrate the payload.
to integrate the entire upper stage at our place on the bottom
God.
in our Airbnb.
Oh God.
Which
Today
it was a journey.
Today
so
was
we've been awake for some time now.
Yeah.
And,
Today was a crazy operation, let me tell you.
Indeed.
Like to be here at 7, it is such an amount of work to get it ready. But yeah, thanks to Payload for being ready with their stuff on time, such that we were ready here in the moment to launch immediately in the morning.
well, we'll always like to fly on Rocketry Airlines again.
Hope you enjoyed the flight and fly with us soon again.
Will do. Well, let's just hope that the recovery system was smooth enough for us. However, there's some talk that our four-walled steel. No, what is it?
Stainless steel.
Yeah, stainless steel casing should keep us safe no matter what your recovery system did. So we'll see about that.
I mean, you did have you had like an ablative layer of steel on there, right?
Yeah, and from the bottom we have another protection system, meaning
2 inches.
yeah, kind of like 2 inches of just stainless steel boiler plates to get up to the 4 kilogram weight that we had to have for you guys to be able to launch us. That's SAC regulations.
Yeah.
So they probably also kept us safe, hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. If anything survived the crash, I mean, the payload on the TPU 3D printed foamed all over the place part will have probably survived. Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing the rocket. I mean, they went away about 5 to 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, but
We have, so to confirm, we have GPS track, so we should be able to just drive to the exact place and hopefully see the rocket. Thankfully, it's not 3 meters down like Crashtree was.
yeah.
So we can remove the tomb boring poster from the walls of our workshop. The tomb ballistic boring didn't happen today. I mean, that is just amazing. Okay, I'm kind of running out of things to talk about. Well, I could talk about the technical stuff on the rocket, but I think we had enough of that yesterday. And I think after the recovery, we will have quite a bit to talk about. Unfortunately, yeah, recovery mission might take a while since they need to drive directly through the desert, so they cannot go fast. Yeah. Did you actually see where the sustainer landed? I actually didn't manage to see it.
The sustainer landed right back there.
Right back there?
Yeah, and the other stuff was right over there.
Okay, so it actually shouldn't take that extremely long.
It wasn't even that far away, even the
1.1
sustainer.
kilometers, 1.2
Might be some like
That's
distance.
yeah. Okay, that sounds actually nice.
It's quite close to the road as well, to the main one that we drove in on.
Wait, how do you have the location?
They sent Google Maps links.
Okay, cool.
Oh, okay.
So we're down here. This is the
that's
vertical
wild.
launch area. So this is where the tents are, and then you that's up here, so you can.
And it's not even that far away
It's
from
1.2
the road,
kilometers,
so
so
they
it's-
should be able to get there fairly quickly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's. I mean, it's right next to the road almost.
Yeah, and then the sustainer came down somewhere over there.
Yeah. Actually, just so that people can see it on the stream.
Oh,
Yeah, try to show.
Yeah, we can try to show. Okay, so I don't know how visible. Actually, let me switch to my stream. Yeah, so the red dot up here is the where it landed. We are currently right down about here. This is actually the landing strip of Spaceport, and yeah, so this is about the distance that we need to cover. However, as you can see, there is a road nearby, so it should be drivable. Hopefully it. I know there is a lot of reflections. Hopefully it's visible enough. So that is about the distance that we need to drive to recover. That was the sustainer, I think, or the booster.
No, that's definitely the booster.
That's definitely
the
the
sustainer was in this direction.
Okay, so that is the position of the booster, which means thanks a lot, Robin, for the for the exact position.
It's not up to me. I just
Okay, so the booster, but since it was in visual range, I guess it was kind of like what 2-3 kilometers in that direction. Yeah, so there is probably we'll have to drive a bit more in that direction to actually catch the exact location. So far so good. Anibal, welcome back to the stream. I will go take a break for now, as I need to get some water. But I'll leave it to you, Anibal. So until well, okay. Hopefully it didn't lose connection. I just kicked the Starlink.
Right now we're just starting to pack up everything because the people there has to be minimum personnel that has to recover the vehicle, because while we do that, there is other teams launching rockets, so we don't want to lose sight of where the whole team is at certain points, as it could be dangerous. But yeah, I'm very proud that this has actually worked out. Of course, even if we thought about everything, there is always some random thing that pops up on the last minutes and we don't know how to manage, but that was not the case. And even if it was a bit frustrating that we couldn't launch yesterday or the day before, that meant that we had more time to solve the issues that we had to deal with. Of course, it's a big thank you to the whole team. The whole team has contributed in different ways, but without everybody, this wouldn't have happened. Right now, we're kind of playing the waiting game. We've got people here, but the recovery team has already left. So we'll see what news they give us promptly. While on the pad there is other people already setting up their stuff, their rockets. I think it's 2 stages. We're a total of 9 2-stage rockets. And how the competition works, apart from the classes, you also have other ratings. We had to submit insurance reports every couple months. We had to submit a final technical report. All these are rated, are scored, and contribute to our final score. We will participate in the awards that is going to happen tomorrow evening after the last launch window closes at 12 tomorrow, Saturday, local time, mountain time. And we'll see how that goes. We have a prediction in terms of, it's rated over 1,000 points. They gave 150 points for successful recovery, 350 points for accuracy of your target, apogee, and the rest is from insurance reports, technical report, and other bonuses like the payload that we carry, and so on and so forth. So our predictions to how many points we actually have is out of 1,000, approximately 950, because we recovered successfully. We launched to a similar apogee than we expected. And as to the design and build quality, I think we are top-notch. We are very proud of the excellence in our manufacturing team, our carbon fiber team, especially Andrea Cataldi, he is behind all of this, and Philip, who is in charge of a carbon fiber team. It is granted that all other sub-team leads are also, obviously we're very thankful for them. I know Vicente is watching there, structures team lead. Moritz also collaborated a lot until he had to part ways with WARR Rocketry. But thank you guys for everything, because this is insane and nothing we could do without you. Also, as to average scores from last year for the competition SAC 2023, the average score was around 680 points out of 1,000, which with our predictions of 950 out of 1,000 is pretty much above average, I would say.
That is very true, very true. I mean, this was such a beautiful flight. So, I mean, since everything went right, we might score pretty high. So from the just pure performance perspective, I think we did the best we could.
So we could score 350 points for a perfect calculation of the target apogee. But we run a couple of feet beneath that. Because we overshot. The weather conditions up there are kind of unpredictable, and that's the hard thing about.
I mean,
modeling,
it is gusty, so it isn't. It isn't perfect. But I mean.
But we.
I mean, 200 feet of target is literally.
It's a bit more than that, but it's nothing. It's basically a deduction out of the 350 perfect points that we could have scored. Would be around 300 points. So
still,
that is significantly good, especially because that shows that we are more or less knowledgeable on where we're expecting our rockets to go to.
I mean, Anibal is very happy because he finally has some evaluation data to compare.
Yes, I'm happy.
Compare his software to.
We had the Striving launch attempt, which went to just 400 feet, which is a bit shorter than 130 meters. Which is basically nothing when you want to do this kind of stuff.
This kind of, especially we could compare to the supersonic finally we have a supersonic flight. I mean, I'm looking forward to the telemetry of the exact velocity, since we had a onboard recording of the telemetry, most probably. So if all the recovery went well, we should have a good idea of how far, how fast, and exactly the flight performance, what the exact flight performance was. So the aerodynamics team, hope you're looking forward to this. I mean, actually, let me slightly move the camera. Hope you're looking forward to this, as we'll finally have some data, and actual supersonic flight data, which we can evaluate against. And see what we did right, see what we did wrong, and develop from there. I mean,
what's next for aerodynamics now?
So for aerodynamics, of course, the next thing is to use the data that we gathered to try and estimate our exact stability throughout flight, our exact drag values, and essentially just get as many of those aerodynamic coefficients out of the flight as possible. So from the data that we currently, or if everything went correctly, then we can actually then compare it to our CFDs, so for computational fluid dynamics simulation, and actually get the data that is actually really hard to get. So just for reference, usually in order to get this kind of data, you would need to, you either fly or you go to supersonic wind tunnel. But supersonic wind tunnels just cost an immeasurable amount of money. So, and also the kind of cross sections and kind of sizes that you can put into those tunnels is teeny tiny. Like, you are literally getting like a box of maybe 30 by 30 centimeters of length, 40 or 50 centimeters. So you literally, the best way kind of to test these things is to go and fly the thing, because that is the real data. And yeah, that is what we will have, and that is what is exciting now about aerodynamics. The evaluation of this data is going to prove invaluable to us in our further endeavors.
Definitely, especially with these imperfections that we have in the airframe.
Yeah,
we really want to know what effect they have over the theoretical value.
I mean, yeah, that is true. So for next time, we would try to make a more streamlined body, of course. That is. I mean, we have another year to develop this stuff, and yeah, we'll try our best to fly, and yeah, hopefully we will be able to show up here at Spaceport next year with even a better, better system.
I think our position is granted now.
Yeah, I mean that was just such an amazing launch. Yeah, so. Yeah, we'll see how the evaluation goes. I mean, it's hard to predict, but the fact that we launched and everything went well is already on point, amazing stuff. So yeah.
Definitely.
Other than that, I think recovery got some quite good references. I mean, we did have some cameras on board. I don't know. I think they were internally recording at least.
Yes. So there was 3 cameras.
Yeah.
One was on the bow tail of the rocket
on
the lower stage.
Yeah.
One was pointing directly to the payload.
Yeah.
To see how it behaved.
Yeah.
And then we had another one which was pointing outside of the upper stage.
Yeah.
So hopefully with that we have enough footage to basically analyze how the rocket's view was. What was there?
Freaking fly.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's awesome that we had so many cameras, because normally you just build the rocket and you see it from afar. But
yeah. Now we will. So actually, look forward to some really nice footage from the rocket if all SD cards survived. I mean, we do have. I think we are saving also with the backup, right?
Yes, and also there was no hard impact, which means that most likely
everything survived.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even when there is some higher forces, the SD cards are one of the last things to break.
I mean, from the moment we had drogue, we more or less knew that our impact speed wouldn't be terrible.
I mean, we were descending at 24 meters per second, which was high for us humans, but okay for a vehicle like ours. Because of the safety
that was on the drogue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Velocity on drogue is 24 meters per second. And then when the main deployed, that went down to 5.7 meters per second.
Oh, that's so nice. That is so soft.
That's basically the speed at which the Apollo 11 landed on the moon.
That's even safe for humans, actually.
Exactly. So
human-rated rocket.
Exactly.
Let's go.
Exactly. So yeah, it was insane. Everything about the launch is insane.
Yeah. I mean, beautiful flight. Let me tell you, like the moment we've seen the second stage ignite, I think all of us were just so freaking happy.
I mean, I was. One of the worst case scenarios that we had to consider was what would happen if there was no staging. Like, what would happen if for some reason the forces, because the drag forces were not sufficient.
Yeah.
Or there was some bending moment due to vibrations.
If I've seen correctly, we did have separation of the stages, right?
Yes, exactly. It was insane because it was exactly as we planned. There was motor burnout, and then
after a second, separation.
Exactly
as we planned it.
Exactly.
So yeah, this is truly an amazing flight. The recovery mission is not our cars,
no.
Unfortunately. So we are still waiting for the recovery mission to finish.
They also have to analyze the rocket before they actually move it around.
Yeah, right. There might be still some energetics lying around, or if an image didn't go off, for instance, on the recovery and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's why they have one electronics, one recovery, and one safety officer that is in charge of that team.
Yeah. So unfortunately, the weather is actually getting not very much better. So maybe, and not actually maybe, but most probably, most probably the launches might not continue until we get a better window. But the forecast for today was essentially full cloudy with no possibility of. We expected we will have no possibility of launching, but yeah, everything went well, and all was good. Nice. So, are they clearing the pad? I cannot see the flag. Could
I can
you
let
very
you know.
quickly check? Yeah. So yeah, as
Yellow flag.
Yellow flag. Okay, so they are not clearing the pad yet. Okay. Yeah, because we already have some other two-stage teams that are on deck on the launch pad, and yeah, we are kind of just waiting for the skies to clear. But as said, I mean, if you can see it, like about that cloud coverage is behind us is all over the place right now.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
Kiara, part of Space Labs.
Yeah.
Her dad was here because he's American.
Oh yeah.
And he was actually leaving to go home,
Yeah.
and he found our rocket.
No.
Yes.
No.
That was crazy. Like,
Wait, the second stage?
yes.
No way. So it just landed next to a road or something?
Exactly. So there is a road right there.
Yeah.
It probably landed over there. You know when you have the entrance?
Yeah.
Yeah, just to the right where we were stopped yesterday.
No way.
That's insane.
That's insane. They must have had quite a view of the rocket then, recovering right next to them.
definitely.
Oh my god. Okay, so that's hilarious. So one stage is recovered, or we know where it is now. So that should be, and since it's next to a road, that should be a very
Easy
quick recovery.
access.
Yeah, easy access. So that should be a very quick recovery. I mean, from the perspective of how much that will take, yeah. If you were with us in Straubing, I don't think we streamed the full recovery of the rocket, but the recovery, I mean, took about 20 minutes just to disarm everything, make sure nothing is armed, make sure everything is going well. So yeah, that was mostly the amount of time that we expect. So they went now about 20 minutes ago, so I expect 10 more minutes until they are sure and are loading the rocket onto the pickup, and we will hopefully have the rocket back with us in almost no time. I mean, we've been waiting around here for 4 hours yesterday, so that's literally no time at all.
Easy.
Yeah. Kian, our current aerodynamics lead, is looking forward to comparing the data to the CFD, and I mean, yes, that is such invaluable data, especially if you can properly recover the rocket, because that is just invaluable in terms of what you get out of that.
We're all gonna benefit from this.
Yeah.
I can also use this data for the validation of my model. So actually, Whisper, for example, predicted a target apogee a bit higher than Open Rocket. But the thing is, I think the difference between reality and theory was that the staging happened 1 second before we planned. Yeah. Which was a motor burnout, which is not bad, not a bad thing for the nominal case. Yeah. But it was just additional weight that you have to carry in the coasting phase that you don't expect. And that's why we thought we would have higher apogee. But it's fine. I think it's things that happen normally. And,
I mean that is what actually is, I think, amazing about your software, right? Because you can account for these things in the Monte Carlo, and you would see like the probability distribution over the flight.
That is true.
And so that is. I mean, we'll probably do a proper Monte Carlo of this kind of flight afterwards, right? We didn't have quite the computational power with us here to do that, right?
Yeah, I mean, you would basically need to leave it running for a couple hours or maybe days. It depends on how much you really want to go in detail into this, but yeah, it's just insane. Yeah, we can definitely look into this processing.
so yeah, from that perspective, we are essentially yeah, just so glad about the flight, because this is what you use to validate your stuff, and this is what you normally would use in order to get proper data out of well, any kind of flying vehicle, literally. As we are very much a student team and cannot afford super fancy supersonic wind tunnels, it is the most valuable kind of data that we can get. Moving onwards from data, I mean, I know we both are data-based, so we are in love with that too much. I mean, it would be really lovely to see the total forces actually during recovery. I think for structures that is also going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah. Also for our sister project next year.
Yeah, also for them. I mean, so for instance, the booster, it has the same diameter as our sister project, and I mean, essentially what there's almost the possibility to do, we could essentially just screw the sideways recovery system onto Nixus and just use the same thing there. Yeah. This kind of modularity is, I think we achieved something really good there, where we can just exchange parts all over the place.
And also, I think the recovery system, as it had to be validated properly, it was the requirements for the design of it was a bit over-dimensioned.
Yeah.
So we have parachutes that could withstand super high stresses. Yeah. And with data like this, for nominal cases, we can probably recalculate the diameters of the parachutes for.
That is actually, for recovery, this is also going to be an invaluable set of data, because a lot of times we have like overestimation of our forces, especially the software that we currently use. I mean, from our previous experience, it was always overestimating. Yes. And we are really looking forward to these calculations, as we will finally be able to get like proper hands-on data.
Exactly.
Other than that, the success wouldn't have been possible. I mean, structurally, I think it also went really smoothly. So structurally, the integration usually went extremely well. Mm-hmm. I mean, it took us literally 2 days to set up the entire rocket, and we were able to just properly get everything done in terms of structures very quickly, which just says that our system is, I think, very reliable in terms of that. Very predictable. Reproducible, exactly.
I bet we could give the procedures to a monkey and he would do it properly.
Yes, as long as the monkey can read. Yes, sir, we could. The procedures. I mean, so to give a bit of background when we talk about procedures over the past month. I mean, this process started way back in our Straubing launch, which was back in Germany. But over the past month, most of the stuff that we worked on was getting better at assembling the rocket and getting our procedures ready and prepared for this scenario. Yeah. And I mean, those kinds of procedures are essentially like step-by-step manuals on how to assemble the rocket, essentially checklists on how to assemble the rocket properly, and you'd be surprised how hard it is to get it right, because what we are essentially always aiming for is if a person with no previous experience with the rocket would come and try to assemble the rocket, they should be capable of that. Yeah. So that is what we are always going for within these procedures. And they are very detailed. I mean, some of them are 20 plus pages long, I think. Yes, even more.
ELO has 6 different sets of procedures. Recovery has another 4. Yeah. Vehicle integration has another 4. Yeah. So you can just imagine.
Yeah. I mean, we have just stacks of paper usually lying around somewhere in our Airbnb, which essentially means that those stacks are then used afterwards for the assembly of the rocket.
You may have a day where something went wrong, you have to correct it, and then you have 3 hours of sleep, and then the harsh sun is hitting you, and then you're dehydrated, and you still have to be able to basically follow everything to the very precise details. So that's why they're necessary at the end of the day. We could, right now, I really believe that the team that we built has the capability of going perfectly fine with our procedures, because they've seen this stuff so much. We've done it so many times back home.
I bet if you asked Nelson about some vehicle integration procedures, he would just name every single step by heart.
Exactly.
But by this point, everybody that has had anything to do with procedures could name every single step in there. And yeah, that is kind of what you're always going for, right? Even though like you're writing the procedures for dumbed down as much as possible, like that also gives you the ability, and if you go through them correctly, you will essentially learn them also by heart, such that the next step is always on your mind. You know what is coming, you know what you have to prepare, you know what you have to do.
Exactly. That's the whole point of it.
Yeah, and I mean, very glad that we launched. Actually, the wind is getting pretty seriously worse and worse progressively.
Yeah, the cloud coverage is
and the cloud coverage is also not getting any better. I mean, there is a break there, but not much to talk about really.
There's another team that's looking into going into PAD,
I
guess.
That looks like it. And that looks like they have their ground support equipment with them.
Yes.
It seems as though we have about 3 teams here now waiting.
Let me check what color the flag is.
Yeah, that is a good point. I mean, it is currently relatively hard to predict if we even will get any launches today. Thankfully, we are among those successful launches.
Yellow flag.
Yellow flag still. I mean, maybe they're already on pad, but I haven't seen them.
I don't think so. Otherwise, if the igniters were in, the red flag would be up.
Yeah.
But it's only a yellow flag. Let's just wait it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, out of
do we have walkie-talkie range to the recovery team from here? 1.2 kilometers might be a bit too much.
I think they're up to 5 kilometers.
Okay. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to get a walkie-talkie.
Yeah, let's see if we have communications with the recovery team.
So, stream for recovery. Any updates on your side?
Recovery for mission control. We're still waiting for the green flag on the single stage pad. There are still 9 rockets on pad, so it will still take some time until we get deployed for recovery.
Understood. Okay, so okay, perfect. Thanks. I accidentally talked to the walkie-talkie. Yeah. So this essentially means that we have launch-ready rockets. Then which means that it wouldn't be quite safe for them to hang around in there. So it might take a while.
I mean, there's 9 rockets loaded, so that means that, I mean, when they start launching, that's probably less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, that is true.
But we have to wait until they launch, or until they know that they're not gonna launch and allow other people to go fetch for recovery.
Yeah, the cloud cover isn't looking great for that. So yeah, we might be around here for a while, getting everything ready. I mean, hang around. We'll continually provide updates. I will have to take a break right now. Toilet is calling, but in any case, glad to have you still here with us. And yeah, we'll continually provide updates, of course.
Yeah, so I am thinking of maybe showing you a bit around here, not only our view, but also kind of what's going on in the background. As you can probably see, this is the way to the main area where everybody is. This is where people are actually coming from their cars. Yeah, you normally park here because after that there is a vent that cuts out the pad area with our mission control sequence place. There it is. Then we also have our team here, which are discussing some stuff, and also let me come back. Yeah. So, is there any questions that I can answer?
I do the same and I do less than 5 minutes. Yeah. For everything, 5 to 10 minutes. 10 minutes if you really enjoy. Yeah, 10 minutes.
Come on, guys, give me some questions. Let's hear that. I'm sure you're curious of what the next steps are for Project WESP. But yeah, basically, Project WESP has proven 2-stage, which means that we can just move on from here and provide. We can provide further innovations either to our project in itself or to Project Nexus, because it is something that we are constantly doing. The rate at which we innovate is pretty high. The teams here are really surprised on how well we perform, our technical excellence, and how fast we do new stuff. So I'm sure that by SAC 25 we will have some insane rocket that will make this look bad. Insignificant.
Yes. Yes. I mean, the current plans are essentially to both improve our aerodynamic performance. Hopefully we'll be able to get everything more streamlined, just smoother overall. And yeah, if the time allows, we might try to reach exactly 30,000 feet with the system, or a system very similar to it.
Yes.
That should be possible, in my honest opinion. We are currently looking at a year of development. I mean, we developed the second stage as it currently is within less than half a year.
Yes,
so,
exactly.
So I think one more year of its development will lead to some quite significant improvements. Hopefully we'll come next year to SAC stronger and better engineered than ever. I mean, the team that is going to be working on it mostly is back at home right now. We trust you guys can make this thing happen, and in an even greater.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to your fin can, because the design you had for that was so insane. I think that would be the best part of the rocket whenever we implement it.
Yeah, I also kind of am proud of that one.
What?
Well, beach flag, not beaching.
Flag alert.
Beach flag alert. We had we had bricks here. Give me a second. I'll try to find. Oh yeah, here they are.
Yeah, so the beach flag was trying to fly away. Not today. There you
People
go.
complaining about the cold in the desert. I guess you can never satisfy some people, right, Lawrence? Never. Yeah.
Guys, tomorrow, road trip. Everybody will go sleeping and we will do a road trip to Colorado Springs.
Colorado. I actually wanted to maybe hang around a bit more here. I mean, if there's going to be, there is 60 launches slotted for tomorrow.
Yeah,
they're going to launch rockets like never before.
Tomorrow afternoon is the ceremony award.
Is it tomorrow?
Yes, initially.
I thought it's 24 or 23rd.
Initially, it was meant to be done on Sunday.
Yeah.
But it was moved forward in the last integration master schedule that I saw. Maybe they changed it back depending on if they want to provide more.
I mean, I think, yeah. But that means more time for us on Sunday.
Exactly, and no rocket launches.
Yeah.
After that.
So actually, like, I'd actually prefer we hang around here and then head to. It will probably be at the convention.
We can go to Mexico.
Mexico. My man wants to go to Mexico.
No, Texas is pretty close too. We've got Arizona, Colorado.
We need
Texas.
to go visit Las Vegas.
Huh?
We need to go visit Las Vegas.
Las Vegas is in Nevada. That's 2 states away.
I mean, we were driving around Albuquerque. I seen it on the sign.
Yeah, but that's not the same Las Vegas though.
Okay.
That's a smaller town, Las Vegas, that there is in
as long as we
New
use
Mexico.
the free day, I really want to travel a bit. Now that we have no time rush anymore.
Yeah, we could definitely think about something.
I mean, we could definitely think of something. We do have the post-launch trip planned, which I'm really looking forward to.
Falcon Heavy launch didn't get postponed.
Falcon Heavy is still happening on the 25th? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Hopefully, any news on the recovery? So, as it looks, we are waiting for rockets that are still on the pad, because they are trying to keep the place essentially cleared of people, such that they are able to launch whenever possible, as the weather is just so cloudy. As far as recovery goes, we will most probably see it happen maybe like in about a half an hour. So with regards to that, so we will see if we can even keep the stream running that long. But most definitely we'll try to keep you informed with regards to what is happening, and as long as we're streaming. So to understand the holdup, there are about 9 rockets ready on the single stage launch pad, and I think about 2 rockets are getting ready on the 2-stage launch pad. So only once they cleared them are we able to start recovery, because otherwise it could be pretty dangerous with rockets going ballistic, and you essentially want to have people grouped together in designated places. Otherwise it might get pretty hefty. Here is Leo. Leo is our recovery, former recovery lead now. He was with us from the beginning, I think, or
Yep.
Yeah. So what are your impressions from the flight? I mean, your systems worked beautifully, I have to say.
That's exactly why I'm here, because I was told, my sister asked how did recovery go. So yeah, we had nominal recovery on both stages. Both the drogue and the main deployed exactly when they were supposed to deploy, and we had like a soft touchdown for both stages. And both our recovery teams are now looking for them, or at least will be looking for them. I think they are still on hold. Yeah. Because there are some rocket fires.
Yeah, the rockets are being kept on the pad.
Yeah, recovery couldn't have worked better. Everything went nominal. We could track the velocity values while the rocket was still on the air, and not only did we had visual on the parachutes, we also had confirmation then through the velocity that they were actually slowing down and going basically to the values that we computed. So yeah, couldn't have gone better. All right, babe.
What?
You want to take over?
Today already was the day. I mean,
success, right? Taking care of the stream.
Yeah, I was
not really sure what to say.
High five! Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. So we are very glad that everything went well.
Called out by the Azure people.
Oh yeah,
They're
it was
congratulating us.
We
saw some footage from the Azure stream, and they were actually clapping for us at the pads. So that was really cool. I think everybody was waiting for a launch. Everybody knew about us. We got all the eyes when we were at the convention center and showing our rocket.
Okay, glad you enjoyed the show. I mean,
it looked really cool.
That's why we're here.
Compared to most of them, there were some bigger but also thinner. So to make this a comparison of sizes, but
we'll see.
We definitely had one
it's
of the coolest rockets
up to the officials.
Convention center.
Okay.
basically everybody was.
Yeah, they are currently at the yellow.
Everybody kept asking us.
So
"You
I
guys
think
already
we go
launched?
there.
When will you guys
Yeah.
launch?"
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's been cool to also
Thanks
like,
a lot. See you
feel
around.
special about while being here.
Sorry for the clutter. I
took
forgot to
over.
turn off my microphone.
I took over for you a little bit, so.
No, I think they could hear me speaking with the ESRA officials. Some ESRA officials just drove by. They were congratulating us on our flight. I'm sorry, I might have cluttered the stream a little with that talk. So yeah, from the perspective of recovery, peak performance. I mean,
I'm gonna bring the table.
yeah.
Yep.
So we are going to slowly start packing up as, we want to be essentially ready once we recover to go home, inspect the rocket, just do all of the post stuff, disassembly, just everything, getting everything ready to actually pack up, travel to, and for the travel to the back to Europe. So as it looks right now, we sadly won't get too much info, or we probably won't get recovery that very soon. But yeah, we get some nice seating right now. That's good. That's great.
Very much necessary.
Yeah, very much necessary. So from the team's perspective, for now the operations looks as follows. We essentially pack everything up, get ready to ship everything to New York initially, right? That is the plan currently.
Yeah.
No?
The things are shipped, but we're not going with them until we get there.
Yeah. So first shipping them to New York and then flying with them back to Europe. So that is the current plan. There isn't more stuff. The only more stuff that we have right now is food and water. But yeah, we should be able to pack everything up.
What about the after launch trip?
After launch trip? So coincidentally, on the 25th of June, there is going to be a Falcon Heavy launch from Cape Canaveral. So we thought, well, our competition ends on the 23rd, so why not take the trip there? So we will be flying over first to Orlando to check out the Falcon Heavy launch, and afterwards we are heading, or most of the people who are heading there are also heading to New York. So we are very much looking for. Oh yes, we have the booster photo, which is looking pretty good.
One of the fins broke off.
One of the fins broke off? At the landing probably, right? Yeah. Oh, that's unfortunate, but what can one do? The fins are kind of finicky. So no, like finicky in terms of impact resistance. Finicky.
This is the status.
I didn't notice my own palm. That's what you can see on the screen right now is the booster stage. Successfully recovered. And I haven't seen the photo yet, actually. Ooh, there are some hot burn marks. You can see the recovery successfully deployed. We have the aero cover is not present. Wonder what that could be.
It probably didn't resist the separation shock because it probably didn't withstand it, as it had a slot into it, and that was basically glued together. It wasn't like riveted to any surface. It was just standing there. And from what it seems, it probably took off at some point over there. You can see that basically all the structure.
But since the flight was nominal, I expect it was on during the flight. I mean, yeah. Yeah. So the only thing that is currently missing is apparently broken off fin because it landed directly on them, and also a missing aero cover. That's about the only stuff that's missing right now. Yeah. We'll get you an update on the second stage as soon as they find it. I mean, currently they will be just checking the booster, probably getting it recovered. If everything goes right, we should be able to recover the stages now very quickly. Yeah.
I am very pleased to announce that we probably had some live video, because in the stream you can see a very short moment where there's one of our cameras visible in the stream.
Oh really?
Yeah, I suspect it might be one of ours. I'm not super sure. I'm not super sure, but let's see.
Okay, so we might have had some live video on the other stream. Unfortunately, it's pretty hard to get live video on our system, as my computer has to be connected to a router, and it is very hard to convince the computer that it should also connect to the other server that we have for video. However, it appears that they might have been able to make it happen.
I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong.
Yeah, we are rewatching the video from our flight at the SAC, from the SAC stream. I'm definitely gonna watch that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they might have had some drone footage of us, right?
Maybe because we saw some drones flying around.
Yeah,
so it could be a possibility that there was some in-flight capture mode like we had in Straubing.
Yeah.
That view was epic.
I mean, this was. I think we ended up being the event of the day. I mean,
we well could be.
Yeah. The weather. I'm sorry to all other teams, but yeah, the weather is looking very shit.
I mean, that's what didn't allow us to launch yesterday, and it's something that we can't really do anything about it. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Well,
are you hungry? Do you want
I think I need something to eat.
Okay.
Actually, I didn't notice how hungry I was. Okay.
We're gonna
get we are going to get some snacks on stream.
I'm telling you, this is bussin'. This looks and tastes very nice. This should come to Europe, because I haven't seen it around too much.
I mean, there's some things that are really good here. Like not to shit talk too much on America, but yeah.
I mean, there are some extremely nice Oreos that I've not seen in Europe, but there was also this Oreo Pop-Tart mix, like featuring Pop-Tarts, and that was too vanilla-ish, like very sweet. But in general, we can definitely appreciate the Mexican culture that is here in New Mexico.
Oh my God.
The other day, 2 days ago, we went to a pizzeria, and I actually ordered the Green Hatch chili pizza. If you're wondering what the hell is Hatch, Hatch is a town nearby, which is the capital of the world of chilies, which is insane because if you think about it, apparently we took the chilies from the best place in the world. So that is just very nice to have us.
And about being harassed by the beach flag.
The beach flag is gonna kill me. No, but that's very nice. I really like the Mexican food here also, and it is so different to Germany, right? There is so much stuff going on and very different people.
Yeah. I mean, Walmart for the first time was an experience. I mean, you see Kaufland, right? Like this big supermarket that you think has everything. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
No.
Like Walmart actually has like almost every single thing that you can think of. Like that department store or that supermarket is just gigantic. Let me tell you.
Oh, you can get lost in it.
Yeah, you could most probably get lost in it if you tried very hard. Yeah, but yeah, that is like one of the more ridiculous things that we've seen. I think, like that Walmart as in and of itself was pretty wild experience.
But in general, like the scenery that we get to watch every day,
oh my god,
it's amazing. We wake up at 4,
like
at 3:30, we drive at 4, and it's still night. But when we see the sun rising,
over the mountains,
that is so sick.
I can tell you, like we've been here for already today is Friday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we've been here for a week and something. And let me tell you, the scenery still did not get old. And it is still like amazing to see the scenery again and again. The beach flag is trying to take off. Let me just secure it a bit better. Yeah, so the scenery literally did not get old as long as we were here. And I doubt it will get old in the few days that we are still here.
Definitely.
Yeah. So look forward. I mean, we made a bunch of videos of the scenery and everything.
So yeah, we've got footage.
Yeah,
we've got a ton of footage.
Yeah, that is true. So look forward to the after movie. There is definitely gonna be one. Yeah, if possible, then yeah, if everything goes correct, then we should be good.
Our PR team is gonna love it.
Yeah, our PR team is gonna do really well on that.
But I'm actually happy that there is some clouds today, because it is a lot better to withstand. You're not constantly having to worry if you have sunscreen on, and if you have enough water in your system.
Yeah. This is essentially way more Munich-like weather than anything else. Like this is actually, so it is. No, I'm actually cold, but just because I got so used to the heat.
Yeah.
However, this is actually really nice weather, other than for launching rockets. But what can you do?
This weather, you'll get sick in this weather.
Yeah, the yellow flag is still going on over there, so I don't know if people are just hanging around or if they're actually planning on launching. I think it's just because of the clouds, they're not allowing in general any kind of launch. And that's why we don't have any new updates.
I mean, I think they are just ready. I think it's because of safety that they are kept here, in all honesty. And yeah, if you have the rocket on the rail and all the connections sorted out.
Yeah, of course.
The only thing that remains is inserting the igniter. Yeah, but that is very, very like trivial thing to do. That takes only 5 minutes. So
if you imagine, it's just like sticking a stick inside a hole.
Yeah.
And just leaving it there on.
Yeah.
So it's very nice, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So from the perspective of setup, I mean, yeah, as I already said on last stream, I mean, I admire the hybrid teams and in general, because the setup is so much harder. Like,
yeah, definitely.
To imagine, for you to imagine like how much harder it gets. You just we know this from actually our own operations at UROC. You have to fuel up the rocket. You need to make sure everything is pressurized, and to do that like on command, like to be ready on command with a system like that is incredibly hard. So yeah, from our own experience with Nixus, our sister project, I mean, we were at UROC. We had good weather finally on the last day. However, like the fueling operations just took so long for us that we weren't able to launch in the end. So I mean, you have massive respect to the hybrid teams, especially in this kind of weather. If they manage to launch, that is just insane.
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of small things that can go wrong.
Yeah.
Very fast, and when you're talking about pressurized systems, it's very difficult to just keep up with everything.
Yeah, that is so true.
That's the good thing about WESP also, that we are not really focusing on the complexities of the propulsion system, which have allowed us to do what we're doing today.
Yeah, that is very true. Actually, a funny story from the morning. I think you were there. We just came by like very early today. We were set up on the rail almost immediately at 7 o'clock. and this assistant of Jim's, Adam, came by to check on the tent, and he was just like, good work on coming on early, and he handed us a poker chip, and we were just like, what the heck is that? And we now think that it's an additional point.
Really?
Yeah, we think that.
Nice.
Yeah, it is a really I will get some later. Littering. $300 fine. Oh, remember, it's the law.
It's the law. Here it is.
Let me tell you, the road signs, like, I don't know if you've seen anything on the internet, but some of the road signs here were just so hilarious. Like compared to Germany, where everything is so extremely formal. Like here we had signs, for instance, the best one was, I think when we were going to the highway, there was this like, slow your ass down.
Slow your ass down, they're waiting for you home.
Yes.
Or calm down, Rockstar, you're gonna make it.
Yeah.
They're funny.
Yeah, they're hilarious. I mean, I cannot imagine something like that being in Germany. This is a solid,
very
hilarious science.
Very different place.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's awesome. I really like these crackers with cheese. They're very nice.
Solid.
Yeah, but
I just crushed your stream.
Yeah.
Oh, Lawrence.
Go ahead.
Here's one of our ELO members.
They're finished with their packing up. I mean, I guess the stream will be the largest holdup. Yeah. From my perspective, how did it go? I mean, I know we had the APRS essentially sending packets almost immediately upon touchdown, right?
Yeah.
But we did also get live telemetry, right?
We got live telemetry from our flight computers that we did not build ourselves, or our primary flight computer.
Yeah.
We're not sure if it was turned on because we had some issues with it yesterday and worked like until late in the night to get it working. We didn't receive telemetry here, so maybe it logged its own data. That would be great. Also just for testing for Nixes. We also sadly didn't get any live video going.
Okay.
But that's probably also a problem with Warp, because the flight computer turned the cameras on, and if the flight computer died, then no cameras as well.
Yeah.
Understandable.
But yeah, we'll have to wait until we recover the rockets, and then we'll see. I already saw pictures of the lower stage. Did you?
We already saw them. We already showed them to the stream. I mean, they are quite. I mean, good recovery, right?
Basically,
That was like the only thing that was weird was that we are missing the like fin and the aero cover. That is the only two parts that we are currently missing from the upper stage.
Is probably lost somewhere.
Yeah.
In some middle point between the two stages.
Yeah.
But because it was, I mean, we riveted it on, but yeah, it flies off so easily because once the upper stage is going, air just rushes in there.
That is anyway my best guess what happened. Like after stage separation, there is a lot of stagnation in that section. I mean, the pressure is quite strong, so there is quite a tendency for it to rip off.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello, Aaron. Do you want to join the stream?
Even more ELO, guys.
Yeah, even more ELO. Sadly, we do not have a recovery, so you will have to do with ELO. Just kidding, of course. So, Aaron.
It's always ELO's fault.
It's always ELO. It's always ELO. So, just for you to know, what ELO means is electronics. What is it? Electronics lead.
I think it's electronics operator. The L is just
for EL.
Otherwise, it's EO.
EO.
That doesn't sound.
AO.
AO.
So from the perspective of electronics, so the only thing that went wrong is, as always, warp.
Warp.
Yeah, but that's also. Yeah, we had to use a very old version of Warp.
Yeah, that is true.
Because the new revision of the flight computer basically finished the day we left for the United States.
Yeah.
And we found some issues while we were here, and we decided against flying it.
Yeah.
So, probably the next revision will work much better. We just had.
Whoa! Damn. Okay.
And there goes the. Oh my god.
There goes the table. We might have done quite a bit of damage.
Oh yeah. There you have it.
Oopsie.
Whoopsie.
That tail
Well-
didn't successfully recover.
Yeah.
That on video.
That safety factor was probably too low.
Yeah. I say, like, German beer tables, they would sustain this no problem.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Viva la Almania.
Viva la Germania.
You can't say that, boy.
Yeah.
Everything is gone.
I think it's fixable.
I mean, we can fix.
Technical issues, you know, but nothing too bad. Okay, we got it.
We got it. We are not sitting on it anymore. Unless we want to die. Yeah, we got it. It's a bit skew. No problem.
Rocket, fine. Table,
Yeah, unfortunate. So there isn't too much else to be said, I guess. At least not from my side. Yeah.
Yeah, my stepmom is actually asking me what are we eating.
What are we eating? We are doing what is called a food integration.
Food integration.
Yeah, I think it's just a meme at this point. What is mostly is rice with chicken. So Karsten is very happy.
My favorite.
My
Arroz con pollo.
So that is a bad idea.
I'm just securing it.
Yes, securing it at its skew angle.
Yeah. Actually, let me give it a try. This way is never gonna fly. Yeah.
Nope. Okay.
Solutions to problems.
Yeah. Modern problems require modern solutions, especially disintegrating tables. I mean, what the heck? This must be aluminium then.
Yeah. It's
A steel bar, that thing would never.
Some hollow aluminum or
Yeah.
something like that, because otherwise it'd be too heavy.
Yeah.
Too
That
carry.
is true.
But yeah, I mean, we're rocket engineers. We make the rocket go fine, be fine, but then tables, we can't ensure anything.
We are not table engineers, you know.
Where's the table engineer though? Where is it?
Yeah. Shit design. German designers are
one
better.
design is better.
Yeah. Of course. German
Yeah,
designs are superior.
Yeah. We still have a yellow flag, which means that nobody's launching, because otherwise people are just going to the pad.
Yeah.
That's
Also,
why
the
we have no
clouds-
news
The
about
clouds
recovery.
are looking very bad, actually.
Yeah, if you
Guys, I have an actual question.
if you go there, if you look at a distance, you can't see it on camera, but the clouds are actually black.
Yeah.
Will you guys actually clean these shirts, or are you trying to conserve them this way for eternity?
I mean,
we can
I
do
do
a
not even
competition.
know how it got this dirty. Like, I don't know if it's just by me hanging around in the dust
I
and
think
setting
it's
up
you
tables.
hanging around.
Yeah, just hanging around.
Yeah, you
yeah,
are
but,
dirty,
but
yeah.
I mean, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. In all honesty, like, what am I doing wrong?
You know,
Such
this is true original launch sand.
yes. This. Is
I would
the-
just frame it on the wall at this point.
I should. I probably should. I mean, that will be. This will be quite the memorabilia.
We got some news.
The radar kind of shows that it does seem to kind of be maintaining its structure as it comes kind of up the edge of the mountains here. So, with that said, it's just about 30 miles south of it. So take some time to make sure you have everything covered up that needs to be covered up, because in the next half hour to an hour, we are probably going to get wet. Thank you.
Yeah.
Integration curse, launch curse, it happened.
Yeah. We brought rain to the desert. Okay. Just to give you some reference for this information, we had a tendency so far to. My God, somebody's flying an FPV drone. Yeah, so far, whenever we integrated the rocket, the rain came. So, we apparently also managed to bring the rain to the freaking desert. That is incredible. That is, wow.
In half an hour we will all be wet.
If we can launch in Germany, Germany has to go to the launch.
Yes. Yes. 25 degrees and rain. Are we in Munich?
Huh? Is this summer in Munich?
It is the summer in Munich. I don't know. Looks like it. Yeah. So I think unfortunately we'll have to try to pack the setup, as if it rains, we do not want to lose the Starlink or the router. Yeah. So yeah, sensitive electronics now need to be hidden. So thanks for hanging out with us. I mean, the booster should slowly be recovered. The sustainer, since it's next to the road, will soon also be recovered. So I will update everyone on Instagram on how this went. Also sorry about the lack of Instagram posts, as I'm kind of busy with the stream. But yeah, we will most definitely post an update on Instagram about the recovery of the vehicle.
Funnily enough, Munich has also rain and 22 degrees.
No,
That is insane.
no, that is hilarious. Okay, so high five on the similar weather, and yeah, we'll most definitely update you on how the recovery went. But we expect no problems really since we already know where both stages are. It should be a matter of time, very short loading up on the truck and getting back to the tents. Okay, so thanks for hanging with us for this entire stream. I hope you enjoyed the launch itself, and yeah, we will see you hopefully, if not in any other stream, then back home and on Instagram. See you around.
Wait a minute.
We actually have an update. I'm really sorry. We just got an update from the recovery mission. Yeah, okay, so we are backing everything up. See